Hello everybody and welcome back to another Culz Book Reviews. Today we're checking out Jim Bishop's The Day Lincoln Was Shot, What Really Happened on April 14th, 1865. Now this was published in 1955. Alright, so if the name Jim Bishop sounds familiar, it should, and that's because we have also done The Day Kennedy Was Shot. So if you haven't checked out that review, link will be above the screen right about now. But just a little quick comparison, it is about half the page length, though it does look about the third right there. But that does make sense. Obviously Jim was around when Kennedy was alive and not Lincoln. So there's a lot more information he was able to pull as far as the Kennedy stuff goes. And actually, if you read The Day Kennedy Was Shot, it actually talks about JFK enjoying reading the Lincoln book. So I thought that was interesting, and with April 14th being about 12 days ago, we did think it was worth checking out. Originally, we did have a plan to actually get this uploaded by April 14th, but, you know, it snuck up on us. But we were able to re-upload a previous Culz book review called Ghosts of Lincoln by Adam Selzer. So go check that out. We really enjoyed it. Getting into this one, I really enjoyed this. Honestly, I think I enjoyed it more than the Kennedy one. It's a little bit more straightforward. Sometimes the Kennedy one did drag on a little bit. There is a lot of stuff that happened with both. But this one does seem a little bit more straightforward than the Kennedy one. And I think the characters get a little bit more fair treatment, I'll say. When I read the JFK one, it seemed like quite a few characters had a very strange, almost directed, like, negative viewpoint of. And I'm not just talking Lee Harvey Oswald, I'm talking like LBJ or even Jackie Kennedy. There's a lot of like nitpicks. Whereas here, yeah, there's some nitpicks you can find maybe with Mary Todd Lincoln, less with Booth than with Oswald. And again, might because of when, you know, the JFK book came out. Obviously, knowing Kennedy and stuff like that, it's going to make your opinion differ versus someone that you're reading about, researching about. But overall, I do think it was a better book than the Kennedy one. I would recommend it, you know. So obviously, if you don't know too much about it, it does go into that, and especially what might have led into this event happening. Obviously, John Wilkes Booth was planning, at least what he told people, to just kidnap Lincoln and barter with the North to release Southern prisoners of war. Now, obviously, with the fall of Richmond and some of the surrenders that were happening, that didn't really look, in his eyes, like a viable option. And even in some of the other conspirators' eyes, they decided, no, it's not going to work anymore, it's not worth my time. They left, though, because they were in previous plots that did come back to bite them, especially the ones, if you look at Mary Surratt, was she guilty? I mean, she probably knew some stuff. It's hard to say. Dr. Mudd definitely knew some stuff, and we'll have to get into that more with some other Lincoln books, as far as maybe American Brutus or Manhunt. Maybe they'll talk a little bit more about that. But yeah, if you don't know too much about it, it's interesting. And it goes into like the Inauguration address, where Booth is about 35 feet away, and he's already getting frustrated. And then, you know, Lincoln comes off almost sympathetic to the South at one point, saying, we don't need to keep hounding the South, let's try to heal together as a country instead of continuously separating each other. And then he was going to give, you know, he wanted to give citizenship to the freed slaves, and that one was the tipping point for Booth, who at that point told somebody that's going to be his last speech, which it ended up being. So that was interesting. Just like the JFK one, I feel that sense of dread building, so you're just like, whoa, what's going on? You know, I wish we could stop it, but the time just almost slowly drags, and some of the times those are the events that just suck you in so well. Again, it's well written, and honestly, I think it's better than the JFK one. It might even be better than the Ghost of Lincoln. I really, really enjoyed this. It actually made me go pick up Manhunt. I want to continue reading more, maybe newer stuff. Like I said, this came out in the 50s, and we've learned more about Booth and the conspirators and Lincoln since then, so I want to just get a little bit more updated view. But as far as a good starting off point, you can't go wrong here. I would definitely give this about an 8.5 out of 10 and recommend it. I don't see why you wouldn't want to read this. It's good. It's a fast read. If you got some time, you can definitely blow through this book in a few hours, a few days at most. And like I said, I super enjoyed it. So I definitely recommend it. We'll put a link at where you can find it in the description below. And as always, if you want to see more Culz book reviews, please click that link to your left. If you want to see more of what we do here at Culz Paranormal, click that link to your right. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. And don't forget to check out our Goodreads for sneak peeks of upcoming episodes, as well as early Culz reviews. To find it, just search me, Keegan Cool.